As a competitor, I would think that if you have a good performance in this national semifinal, that might give you an edge here going into next season. Is that something that's you have to be thinking about at some point?
I mean, at some point, but this is not the point because next season is so far away, and then we're trying to do something that's bigger than all of us, period. So, I'm not really thinking about that. Yeah.
Cardale, do you ever take time recently to kind of maybe pinch yourself that this is really happening? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, Braxton was going to be the guy, JT was the guy. Now you're leading the team into the national semifinals and stuff. I mean, has it been a whirlwind? How would you describe what it's been like mentally for you?
Definitely unreal because, like I tell my coach, like I was telling him leading up to the game and after the game, I mean, it just seemed so unreal, you know, because looking back at the beginning of the season, we wasn't even supposed to be in that situation. You know, losing our quarterback, then not having Jeff Hireman in the rotation for the first couple of games, and then losing another quarterback a game before the Big Ten championship game. So it's definitely like it's not real.
So what are you telling yourself to keep yourself grounded, I guess, you know, as you go about this task right now and this getting ready to play Alabama, you know, but knowing how well you played in that Big Ten championship game, what are you doing to keep yourself on the ground, so to speak?
Basically knowing it's not over, you know, and it's not how well I played in the game, it's how well we played as a team and how the offense came together, how the defense came together in kicking games. So just basically let myself know it's not over because, I mean, Big Ten championship, that's one of our goals around here, but we chased the national championship.
You only had like 5 days to get ready for that game. Did any part of that, your performance surprise you?
No, you're wrong about that. I've been getting ready for that game ever since I've been here. You know, that's how we practice around here. You know, you always got to be ready. And it's not like when I was a number 2 or number 3, I wasn't getting that many. I mean, of course I wasn't getting that many reps, but the mental reps are as important as the physical reps.
So how do you use this time, since you have so much more time to prepare for a team like Alabama, the number 1 team in the country? How do you use that right?
Just making sure we prepare the right way. Just keep preparing, and just know that, just have confidence in each other and confidence in the game plan.
Can you evaluate Alabama's defense?
Not yet, but of course they're a great team, not just the defense. You know, they're not number 1 for no reason, and they're going to always have a good defense and they're always going to have a good team. So right now I have to say physical.
Cardale, was there ever a point where you thought maybe this wasn't going to work out here? After the tweet, after things came down, that maybe you thought, hey, maybe I need a fresh start?
I mean, yeah, but the coaches gave me that fresh start, you know? I mean, I never really thought about going somewhere else or having a fresh start somewhere else. The coaches basically told me I need to get my act together and mature off the field before I can be the starting quarterback here.
Early said you did a 180. Is that what you feel like you've done since you've been here?
Definitely.
You said you're not all the way there, that you've had one of like the greatest turnarounds from being a mature guy. What do you think you need to be 100% mature?
I don't know, but like you said, he explained it perfectly. He said a 180, not a complete 360. So it's still a work in progress. So I mean, just keep.
You don't want to get that 360. You'll be right back in the season.
right.
No, 150, you want 180.
Right.
Cardale, how do you explain the tweet? You've been asked about it, I'm sure.
I mean, it was just something that I did. I was just young and very immature at that time. But of course, I didn't feel that way about academics, and of course, no one in this program feels that way about academics. But I mean, it's just something that's in the past, and we got over as a team, and kind of still dealing with it on social media. But you know, it's in the past.
How far can you throw it, and how important is that to you?
How far can I throw a football?
Yeah.
Probably about somewhere around 80, 85 yards. But I mean, it's not that important unless the guy catching the ball. So.
Right. But it impresses coaches and scouts and players and recruits that you can. You know, that's a measuring stick of any quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
How different do you think it'll be playing Alabama and it being your second start as opposed to your first?
It'd be very different because, like you said, we're playing the number 1 team in the country, and I never went against Alabama. No one on this staff have. So, you know, of course we're going to see something we didn't prepare for. Of course we're going to see something they didn't put on film yet, and then me being a young quarterback. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get their best shot. So.
How has life changed for you in the
last month?
Excuse me.
How has life changed for you in the last month?
I mean, it got a little better as far as being around my teammates and being more lackadaisy and just knowing that they got more confidence in me. I mean, it's pretty good.
Do you get recognized more on campus now?
I mean, yeah, but I'm still the same guy. It's not like that's just going to stop me from preparing for this next game.
Well, you're a guy that took a team to a state championship game at one point in your career.
Yeah.
Is it hard to be a leader until you're the guy? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, is that something that's also changed over the last 4 weeks, that you're now the starting quarterback and you can exert yourself as a leader more in that regard?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to be a leader when you're not performing on the field. It's hard. I mean, guys our age don't take leadership from guys who are not performing and producing. So yeah, it's kind of hard to be a vocal leader when definitely for me, I'm not that much of a vocal guy, period. So that's one of my key things, just getting ready for this game, to be more of a vocal leader.
Can you take us inside the conversations that you and Braxton and JT might have when you guys are sitting around, hanging out, chilling, or working out? Can you take us inside that environment and what might be said?
Yeah, a lot less ball than everybody think, just making sure everybody stays sharp, just making sure that, we don't try to play outside of each other. When JT became the starter, he didn't go into the season thinking that he had to do all the things Braxton had to do, and when JT went down, the coaches and players let me know they had to do all the things JT had to do. So just basically just doing us, just be ourselves.
Cardale, was Devin in the game plan against Wisconsin, or do you and Devin seem to have a little bit of extra chemistry out there?
Yeah, a little, because we played together in high school in a Big 33 game, and I mean, he's a really, really fast guy and can throw really, really far. So coaches was like, we might have a little thing on our hands here. But yeah, he was definitely, not just him, he was involved in the game plan as far as vertical threat. Yeah.
What do you do to make it not seem like that Big Ten championship game was in lack of better words, a one-game fluke for you? What are you doing to prepare yourself to get in for Alabama, saying that wasn't a fluke, that wasn't one game, that I just had an outstanding game?
Just to prepare better than I did before. I mean, that's basically it, actually. Yeah. So just staying confident, having my guys around me, keep producing. So should be good.
How did you grade out, Cardale, when you went back and looked at the film from Wisconsin? How did you think you played when you took another look at it?
Really, I think I played kind of okay. A couple of catches Devin made and a couple other passes were inaccurate. Devin made a couple of jump balls. It wasn't like the second touchdown when he just ran under it. He made all the plays. The guys around me made all the plays. So my performance overall, I think it was okay, actually.
So when you think about how you played against Wisconsin, how much better do you think you could play in this next game?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, a lot better.
Like what parts of the game specifically? Like, do you think, oh yeah, I can do that a little bit better?
Making a couple of reads quicker, getting the ball out of my hands a little faster, and better decisions in the read option.
And as far as being a running threat, do you think you can be more of a run threat in that read option part of the game?
Yeah, definitely. If you make the right reads, anybody can be a decent run threat in the read option. So it's just all about making the right reads.
For you personally, what would a win against Alabama mean? Personally, not for the team, for you.
Personally, it would mean a lot, not gonna lie, because they're the number one team in the country, and we want what they have. We want their status as the best team in the country, and for me to be that quarterback to lead that team, to be a part of that team, to beat Alabama, that would mean a lot.
What does that mean for your career as people look at you as a player? If you're the quarterback that led a team to beat Alabama in the national semifinal, what did they say about Cardale Jones then?
I don't know. Alabama lost before. So I had some other quarterbacks who beat them. I don't know.
You mentioned Coach Ginn earlier. How much did he help you, not just in your Glenville days, Coach Ginn, but once you came to Ohio State, just kind of keeping you grounded and getting you to where you are today?
Just basically let me know, it's not going to be always easy. Stay patient and poised, and then when you have the opportunity, just make the best of it. So that's always his message to me, and it kind of gets old.
What kind of advantage do you think it is that Alabama hasn't had the opportunity to see the offense with you in it, but for one game?
I think it's a big advantage because I feel like maybe we stretched the field a little more as far as vertical when I'm in a game, maybe. But that just could have been the game plan for Wisconsin. We haven't really put the game plan in for Alabama yet, so they're gonna have some things to discuss and figure out what we're going to do with I'm at the quarterback position.
Cardale, you were talking about mental reps and how important it was to get them. How do you stay engaged, when you're not the starter in meetings? And can you kind of talk about, like, Coach Herman, I know he asks a lot of questions to different guys, not even just the starter. So does that help with the mental reps too?
Yeah, definitely. Man. When you're not getting them physical reps, making sure that we are behind the quarterback who's getting them reps and reading the defense as he's reading the defense and going through our throwing motions and stuff like that. So.
And in meetings, he's talking to you as well, even if you're not starting, about what you do in this situation?
Yeah, in meetings, that's where I can say that's where more of the teaching goes on. But he always making sure everybody on their P's and Q's in meetings. So.
Cardale, what do you think it's going to be like that Coach Herman now has this head coaching job that he also has to think about it? Do you think it's going to change anything about the prep for the quarterbacks and for you?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. He's all about Ohio State right now. He has a whole another team to lead, but that time hasn't came yet. And like I believe he said in the press conference or something like that, I read about that. He's going to coach these next 2 games as he's coming back next year, and that's what it's looking like so far. So.
Do you have much of a relationship with Troy Smith at all?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's weird, kind of at times, because he come off as a great friend, a great mentor, and then he can be that coach. He can be that hard-nosed guy out of nowhere. It's very similar to coaching games, like a young coach game.